Deep within Australia's rugged landscapes lie dark secrets waiting to be unearthed, from ghostly echoes of miners lost to time to eerie shadows that dance in the depths. These haunted mines whisper tales of tragedy and terror. Are you brave enough to descend into the abyss? Join us as we uncover the top 15 haunted mines in Australia, where history and hauntings collide. 1. Mount Morgan Mine, Queensland. In the heart of Queensland, Mount Morgan Mine looms ominously against the backdrop of a sky heavy with gray clouds, a mere whisper away from the rolling hills that cradle its forsaken grounds. As you approach this abandoned site, an unsettling chill penetrates the air, and the echo of long-lost souls seems to beckon from the shadows of its once bustling corridors. Established in the late 19th century, Mount Morgan was once the site of one of Australia's richest gold and copper mines, drawing thousands of workers seeking fortune and a better life. However, the air is thick with an unsettling history. Local rumors whisper of unexplained disappearances and tragic accidents that befell miners, leaving behind a haunting legacy. Among these tales, one tale resonates chillingly: a catastrophic explosion in 1922, which resulted in the deaths of several miners trapped underground. Their anguished cries reportedly echo through the mine's passages long after the dust settled, as if the spirits of those lost are eternally tied to the depths of the earth. Evidence of their unrest manifests in numerous accounts from paranormal investigators and explorers alike, who claim to experience disembodied whispers, sudden drops in temperature, and disturbing visions of a ghostly figure in mining garb, forever searching for his comrades. The scream of metal scraping against stone is often noted, a sound that seemingly travels through the stones, a ghostly reminder of the life that once thrived there. Furthermore, objects like hard hats and tools have been mysteriously displaced, confounding even the most skeptical of visitors. Proceeding into this fog-laden ghost town is certainly not for the faint of heart. The land, rather than just the structure, seems to be steeped in the anguish of those who perished seeking prosperity amidst disaster. If you dare to explore the depths of Mount Morgan Mine, take heed. You may find yourself intertwined in an unnerving confrontation with the past, where the line between legend and reality blurs, leaving your very soul encased in the chilling grip of forgotten spirits. 2. Daydream Mine, New South Wales. Amidst the undulating hills of New South Wales, where eucalypt trees whisper secrets to the wind, lies the infamous Daydream Mine, a site wrapped in both alluring beauty and unsettling despair. Established during the gold rush of the 1860s, this once thriving hub drew miners eager to strike it rich. But as decades unfurled, the mine became a cradle of ghostly tales. Steeped in local folklore and suspicion, residents whispered of shadowy figures roaming the abandoned tunnels, suspected to be the restless spirits of miners who met untimely and tragic ends in the treacherous depths below. A tour guide's voice trembles with emotion as they recount the harrowing explosion of 1894, claiming the lives of 20 souls, a calamity that silenced the metallic clinks of pickaxes and left an indelible scar on the community's heart. After the disaster, miners reported hearing anguished cries and echoes of laughter in the dimly lit shafts, a chilling testimony to those who lingered in the realm between life and death. Visitors often share unsettling experiences, claiming to feel an oppressive weight in the air and catching glimpses of disembodied forms drifting past crumbling walls. Some assert they have even encountered the sorrowful figure of a miner, dressed in tattered clothing, his eyes hollow with despair, urging passers-by to leave before the darkness envelops them completely. The Daydream Mine serves as a stark reminder. This isn't just a relic of the past. It is a resting ground for souls trapped between worlds, for those drawn by the allure of history and thrill, Proceed with caution. The spirit realm is a capricious one, where curiosity often leads to confrontation with the inexplicable. So, if you venture into the darkened corridors of Daydream Mine, be forewarned, one cannot simply wander amongst the haunted without paying heed to the stories that linger, waiting for an unsuspecting soul to join their ranks. 3. Long Tunnel Extended Gold Mine, Victoria. Deep beneath the rugged terrain of Victoria lies a series of labyrinthine tunnels carved by the relentless ambition of the gold rush. And among these, the Long Tunnel Extended Gold Mine stands as a haunting reminder of the past. The echoing whispers of miners long gone mingle with the damp air and crunching gravel, suggesting that the mine, once a site of prosperity, now bears witness to something sinister. Locals speak in hushed tones about the eerie occurrences that plague visitors, footsteps echoing in unoccupied shafts, disembodied voices that call out for help, and shadows flitting just beyond the beam of a flashlight in the impenetrable darkness. Historical accounts detail a catastrophic collapse in the 1860s, tragically burying several miners alive. Their frantic cries for assistance were swallowed by the very earth they sought to tame, and as their bodies went undiscovered, the mine became a crypt for these lost souls. It is said that the sobs and wails of the trapped spirits still haunt those courageous enough to traverse its depths, transforming what was once a symbol of wealth into a portal of despair. Numerous ghost hunters have documented cold spots, mysterious orbs captured in their captures, and the overwhelming sense of being watched, experiences that have cemented the mine's place in the annals of supernatural lore. Visitors often emerge from the tunnels with haunting tales, faces pale from the oppressive energy that lingers in the air. For the curious, heed this warning. The Long Tunnel does not merely offer echoing chambers and historical artifacts. It extends an invitation to a disquieting enigma that perhaps should remain undisturbed. Those who wish to explore this foreboding site must prepare for the possibility that they are not alone, and that some stories do not fade but instead await the unwitting to breathe life into their chilling retelling, binding the living to the remnants of the dead. 4. Moonta Mines, South Australia. In the desolate heart of Moonta Mines, South Australia, the remnants of a once thriving copper mining town stand silently, cloaked in the shadows of their own grim history. As dust settles, a cold breeze weaves through the dilapidated structures, carrying with it an unsettling whisper of long-forgotten tragedies. Here, in the veins of the earth dug deep by anguished souls, lies a sinister past tangled with the supernatural. Locals murmur of spectral figures shadowing the abandoned shafts, and eerie echoes of miners' voices can still be heard floating through the chilling air. The town, established in the 1860s, flourished during the copper boom, but was marked by misfortune. Over 800 deaths are reported to have occurred in the mines, often due to accidents, collapses, and dreadful conditions that rendered life a fleeting glimmer amidst suffocating darkness. These claims are further substantiated by fervent ghost stories passed down through generations, each one adding to the rich folklore haunted by the miners' restless spirits. The most notorious tale revolves around the spirit of a young miner named George, who tragically succumbed to a cave-in just days before his scheduled return to the embrace of his beloved. Witnesses claim to have seen a sorrowful apparition wandering near the mine entrance, forlornly searching for a way out and calling out for his lost love. The sound reverberating through the stone like cursed echoes trapped within the earth. Evidence of paranormal activity is rife. Unexplained voices, disembodied footsteps, and sudden temperature drops have unsettled even the bravest adventurers who dare to explore the site after dark. But beware, for those who visit Moonta Mine seeking thrill may find themselves ensnared. drawn deeper into the sorrowful wailing of a past that refuses to rest. The ghosts of Munta mines are no mere figments of imagination. They are irrefutable fragments of a tormented history, waiting to claim new souls to share in their eternal lament. 5. Burra Copper Mine, South Australia. The eerie silence of the Burra Copper Mine, nestled in the desolate landscapes of South Australia, serves as a haunting reminder of a once thriving industrial site that birthed countless fortunes and horrors. As dusk settles, the air thickens with a sense of foreboding, the shadows stretching ominously across the weathered stone structures that stand as silent sentinels of a forgotten era. Local whispers tell of spectral figures roaming the ruins, ethereal miners who met their demise in the depths of the earth, driven by greed and desperation. The mine, which operated from 1845 to 1877, was not only a source of copper riches, but witnessed the exploitation of workers, grueling labor conditions, and numerous accidents that claimed lives, leaving families in mourning and spirits in unrest. Among the many tragedies associated with Burra, one incident stands out. In the 1860s, an unexpected flood filled the mines, trapping workers who had descended deep for copper, a fate that would seal their fate in unyielding darkness. To this day, miners' spirits are said to linger, trapped forever in their unholy toil. Visions of ghostly figures have been reported, dimly illuminated by the glint of their tools, their anguished cries echoing among the crumbling walls. Evidence of their spectral presence is woven into the fabric of local folklore. Tales of cold spots, unexplained noises, and shadows flitting past the corner of one's eye spiral through the accounts of those who dare venture into the depths of the mine. This historical narrative comes with a grim warning. The restless spirits of Burra may yet seek the living to share their torment. Should you decide to explore this cursed site, tread carefully, for the echoes of the past are ever present. And the mind does not forget easily. Many have reported an overwhelming sense of dread that washes over them, an unshakable feeling that you are never alone. 6. Waverley Arsenic Mine, New South Wales. Deep within the rugged hills of New South Wales lies the Waverley Arsenic Mine, an abandoned site where the echoes of the past weave a macabre tale of despair and loss. The very air hangs heavy with an oppressive silence, broken only by the distant howling of the wind. Locals speak in hushed tones of spectral figures, flitting between the remnants of crumbled walls, their whispers warning newcomers to stay clear of the cursed ground. Originally established in the 19th century, the mine was a promising source of arsenic, a mineral employed in various industries but more infamously known for its poisonous properties. It is said that the mine claimed the lives of many workers, several of whom were exposed to toxic fumes and tragically succumbed to debilitating ailments. Those who survived told tales of hallucinations and despair, leading to rumors that the restless spirits of those lost to the mine still wander its dilapidated tunnels, searching for solace that never arrives. Some claim to have seen shadowy figures lurking in the periphery, their hollow eyes filled with torment, while others insist on hearing mournful cries echoing against the once bustling walls, now reduced to nature's reclaiming grip. One particularly harrowing account details a rescue operation that turned into a nightmare. A group of miners became trapped during a collapse, and their anguished pleas for help were heard by comrades above, but they were never found. Ghostly whispers claim the souls of the lost remain, eternally bonded to the site of their demise. As night descends upon Waverley, an eerie glow seems to emanate from the cavernous entrance, drawing the curious and the foolish into its dark embrace. Heed this warning. Should you find yourself near the Waverley Arsenic Mine after sunset, know that there lies more than just history. That darkness harbors restless spirits forever entwined with the poison of their fate. 7. Mount Isa Mine, Queensland. High winds howl across the parched landscape of Queensland, carrying with them whispers of a forgotten tragedy nestled within the towering shadows of the Mount Isa Mine, a site pulsating with the echoes of a dark history. Here, in this desolate expanse, the air is thick with unease, as locals recall unsettling tales of spectral figures lingering among the rusting remnants of mining equipment. Entrapped within the lonely corridors of the once bustling subterranean tunnels formed in the 1920s, the Mount Isa mine became the lifeblood of the region, yielding rich deposits of copper, silver, and lead. But its prosperity was steeped in misfortune. Over the years, accidents occurred with alarming frequency. Workers fell victim to the mine's treacherous environment, the most harrowing occurring in the late 1960s when an explosion killed 17 miners instantly, their lives extinguished, leaving behind only the chilling cries of lost souls that some assert still reverberate through the inhaling darkness. Eyewitness reports recount the chilling sight of a figure, garbed in tattered mining attire, appearing at the entrance to the old shafts, guiding the lost who dare to enter, only to vanish into thin air. Skeptics may dismiss the accounts as mere urban myths, yet those familiar with the site strive to ward off the curious and the foolish, who might seek to provoke the restless spirits that inhabit this cavernous grave. The stories woven into the fabric of Mount Isa serve as a cautionary note. The mine, an eerie testament to human sacrifice in pursuit of wealth, has revealed that some debts can never be repaid, and that the anguish of the past retains a powerful grip on the present. So, should you find yourself near that fateful entrance, heed the warnings of the locals, for it is said that the mountain remembers, and the spirits of Mount Isa are known to claim the unwary, dragging them into the night, never to return. 8. Central Deborah Gold Mine, Victoria. Deep beneath the serene landscapes of Victoria lies the Central Deborah Gold Mine, a cavernous relic from the 19th century gold rush that, for many, is a mere historical footnote. Yet, those who dare to venture into its depths often find themselves enveloped in a chilling atmosphere where shadows move, whispers echo, and the air seems to thrum with the tremors of the past. Local lore tells tales of spectral figures shimmering in the flickering light of headlamps, phantoms of miners long gone, who met their end deep in the bowels of the earth as they dug for fortune. First opened in 1939, the mine was one of Bendigo's most productive, yielding an astonishing 928 kilograms of gold before its closure in 1954. However, its riches were accompanied by tragedy. A series of accidents claimed lives, with a notable incident in 1948 when a miner was lost in a tunnel collapse. Reports speak of the miner's anguished cries that can still be heard, reverberating through the damp tunnels, creating an echo of despair that chills the heart. Today, visitors who traverse the mine on guided tours often recount feelings of being watched, the sensation of cold fingers grazing their skin, and unexplained drops in temperature in certain sections, indicating a presence not wholly welcome. Those who seek to uncover the mine's secrets are reminded that some stories are not meant to be retold. It is said that the remnants of the miners' souls refuse to rest, seeking to convey their tragic tales. Each step taken through the dark corridors risks awakening their restless spirits. For those who wish to explore the dark legacy of the Central Deborah Gold Mine, tread with caution. The past is not as distant as it seems, and the forces that linger may not differentiate between the living and the dead. 9. Beechworth Gorge, Gold Mine, Victoria. In the shadow of the Australian Alps, the Beechworth Gorge Gold Mine stands as a decaying monument to a bygone era, shrouded in whispers of despair and the eerie echoes of miners long gone. The once thriving gold rush town of Beechworth, nestled in Victoria's gold fields, held dreams of prosperity, yet within the depths of its dark, narrow shafts lies a more sinister tale. Local lore speaks of the restless spirits of miners who met untimely fatalities, their anguished cries still reverberating through the tunnel walls, haunting the mine's dark recesses well into the present day. Historical accounts from the late 1800s reveal that poor working conditions and fatal incidents were tragically common. Cave-ins, gas explosions, and the gradual toll taken on the miners' health created a treacherous existence. Some reports hint at a specific catastrophe in which a group of miners were trapped during a sudden collapse, their desperate pleas unheard amid the suffocating darkness, leaving no surviving witnesses to tell their story. It is said that those who venture into the mine at dusk hear disembodied voices beckoning them deeper, as if the past is clawing back for recognition and solace, compounding the tales of the trapped miners. Witnesses have claimed to see shadowy figures glide past the mine entrance, often accompanied by an unshakable sense of foreboding. Those brave enough to explore the mine shaft claim to experience cold spots that chill the air and oppressive feelings that weigh heavily on the chest. But heed this warning: in ancient lands like these, the boundary between the living and the dead can become alarmingly thin. Interacting with the unknown carries risks. You might just uncover what lies beneath, perhaps dragging something far darker back into the world of the living. As you contemplate your visit to Beechworth Gorge Gold Mine, consider the legions of lost souls aching for peace. Are you prepared to meet them? Then Port Arthur Coal Mines, Tasmania. Under the oppressive clouds that hang over Tasmania's Port Arthur Coal Mines, a chilling aura wraps the landscape like a shroud, whispering the tales of its haunted past to anyone brave enough to listen. Once a picturesque, bustling site serving the 19th century coal mining industry, Port Arthur is now shunned by most locals after sundown, with the shadows of its once vibrant community replaced by an unsettling stillness that reverberates through its dilapidated structures. The very ground here seems tainted by the desperate lives lost amid the toil, from the convicts who endured grueling labor to the miners who vanished without a trace. Local lore suggests that the site is a hotbed of spectral activity, and stories paralyze the bravest of souls. One such tale arises from a cataclysmic explosion in 1877, which resulted in the tragic deaths of several miners. Their anguished spirits are said to roam the abandoned tunnels and chambers, eternally searching for the release they never found. Visitors have reported disembodied voices echoing through the dimly lit corridors and sightings of shadowy figures flickering just beyond their peripheral vision, compelling them to leave with a gnawing sense of dread. Those who have dared trespass after twilight describe an overwhelming sensation of being watched, as if the tormented souls are rehearsing their last moments amid the echoing clank of tools that once sang in harmony with industry, but now mourn a legacy marked by despair. Explorers should heed the desperate warnings of those who've wandered too close. There are forces here that stir restlessly beneath the surface. The ghostly whispers and spectral apparitions are not mere tricks of light or imagination. They are a reminder that some tragedies etch themselves into the fabric of a place, binding the living and the dead in a somber pact that refuses to be broken. As twilight descends on Port Arthur, allow its haunting legacy to serve as a reminder. Some histories are too perilous to explore. Broken Hill Proprietary Mine, New South Wales. In the desolate expanse of New South Wales lies the Broken Hill Proprietary Mine, a labyrinth of cavernous shafts and dark passageways that echo with the whispers of a forgotten era. As twilight descends upon this once thriving center of mineral extraction, the shadows lengthen, and an unsettling chill seeps into the very bones of the earth. Local legends murmur of spectral figures wandering the labyrinthine paths forged by toil and tragedy. But it is the stories of miners who met untimely ends that send shivers down the spine of all who hear them. The mine's history is stained with more than just the blood of laborers. It carries the weight of lives lost in horrific accidents. Workers have spoken of apparitions appearing on the upper levels, silhouettes of men in tattered clothing, forever entombed within the rock, their faces twisted in silent screams as they relive the deadly collapse of 1916, when a catastrophic explosion claimed the lives of over 90 of their brethren. Despite the passage of time, many believe the air inside the mine is still tinged with the sorrow of those who suffered. Lingering voices echo through the tunnels, beckoning the living into the darkened chasms where they perished. Haunting reports describe the sound of pickaxes striking stone, accompanied by a mournful chorus of weeping, believed to be the lamentations of miners who never escaped the jaws of the gaping earth. The mine now stands as a tomb of both minerals and memories, and it serves as a foreboding reminder of the perils of extraction. To approach the Broken Hill Proprietary Mine is to invite the spirits of the damned. Daring souls who venture into its forsaken depths may find themselves not just confronting the haunting echoes of the past, but also joining the ranks of the lost. Those who tread lightly here are warned. Sometimes it is better to leave the past undisturbed, for some tragedies refuse to remain buried, and the price for disturbing their rest could be one's very soul. Lithgow State Mine, Heritage Park, New South Wales. In the shadow of the rugged Blue Mountains, where rusting machinery stands sentinel against the encroaching wilderness, the Lithgow State Mine Heritage Park whispers tales of despair and the restless dead for over a century. This site has been a stark reminder of the mining industry's perilous dance with human fate, drawing ranks of workers into its depths, where the echoes of hard labor met with an ever-present danger. Among locals, hushed conversations linger about a spectral figure known as the miner's ghost, said to roam the abandoned shafts and dilapidated structures, searching for lost comrades and the promises of a life that never fully dissipated. The tragedy began on a fateful spring day in 1926, when an explosion rocked the mine, claiming the lives of 92 miners, trapping them in a hell of smoke and stone. Families mourned, their grief palpable as the names of the fallen became etched in the landscape, their stories intertwining with the very earth that had borne them. As days turned to weeks, rumors began to blossom within the tight-knit community. Miners claimed to hear whispered cries emanating from the earth, the desperate pleas of those who had never returned home. Children spoke of flickering lanterns in the dark, guiding them deeper into the abandoned tunnels, a ghostly hand beckoning them closer with promises of hidden treasures or the warmth of companionship. Visitors to Lithgow State Mine Heritage Park often report a chilling sensation, an eerie cold that envelops them despite the summer heat. Strange occurrences abound. Tools mysteriously rearranged overnight, shadows flitting just outside the corner of one's vision. Curious souls lingering too long in the deep recesses have said they felt a gripping despair, as if the weight of the mine itself was pulling them down into darkness. A warning echoes through the stories of the past. Tread lightly, for the sorrowful spirits of the miners endure, and the depths of the mine may still covet those who dare to uncover its tragic history. 13. Kapunda Copper Mine, South Australia. In the twilight shadows of the Australian outback lies the Kapunda Copper Mine, a seemingly desolate remnant of a bustling 19th century operation, where the clang of pickaxes once rang out against the echoing walls of the deep, dark shafts. This forgotten place, now overgrown with weeds and silence, whispers chilling tales of misfortune and loss that continue to haunt the locales, marking it as one of South Australia's most sinister sites. Locals speak in hushed tones of the mine's malevolent spirit. Allegedly, the restless soul of a miner who tragically lost his life in a horrific accident deep within the tunnels. According to oral histories, as the copper veins fractured and collapsed, young men dreaming of wealth and fortune were consumed by darkness, their screams lost to the echoing depths. The eerie chill that envelops the region awakens unease, particularly when the wind seems to carry unheard murmurs, begging for release from the cold grip of despair. An insidious legend persists that the mine is cursed, with a history steeped in fatal collapses and the mysterious disappearances of workers, many of whom were never recovered. Among these lost souls, the spirit known simply as the miner is said to wander, searching eternally for solace. Those brave enough to descend into the cavernous depths report inexplicable phenomena, cold spots, flickering lights, and the sense of being watched, fueling a growing body of evidence supporting their supernatural claims. But be warned, should you heed the call of Kapunda, understand that the mine does not welcome trespassers lightly. Surrendering to its shadows could cost more than curiosity, a lesson learned the hard way by some who disappeared. Becoming just another chapter in Kapunda's grim legacy, enter at your own risk, for the echoes of the past are ever watchful, and the tormented souls may soon crave your company. Ravenswood Gold Mine, Queensland. Deep in the heart of Queensland, nestled beneath the suffocating canopy of curling eucalyptus trees, lies the abandoned Ravenswood Gold Mine, a site shrouded in foreboding silence and twisted echoes from a bygone era. Once a bustling hub of activity in the late 19th century, with eager miners clawing at the earth for the glimmer of gold, this place is now a haunting remnant of ambition and despair. Locals whisper of sightings, shadowy figures flitting between the crumbling stone walls, and disembodied voices drifting on the wind. Drawing in those brave enough to investigate its secrets, the legends tell of the miners who toiled endlessly, driven by greed, unaware of the malevolent forces that roamed the mine. Many believe these men never left, their spirits eternally bound to the very rock they sought to conquer. One particularly dark tale anchors itself in the mine's history. A catastrophic collapse in 1901 that claimed the lives of 12 miners trapped below. As geologists and historians recount the details, they uncover a grim narrative of fear, darkness, and the chilling reality that some souls never find peace. Eyewitness accounts from generations of visitors reveal harrowing experiences: a sudden drop in temperature, the feeling of unseen eyes watching, and the melancholy sound of coal shovels scraping where no living person should be. Equipment malfunctions inexplicably occur, and photographs taken on site occasionally reveal fleeting figures lurking in the background. Distorted and indistinct but undeniably present, those who venture close enough to touch the remnants are often warned to turn back lest they awaken the ancient anger of the miners' spirits, seeking revenge or recognition. Ravenswood Gold Mine is not merely a relic of the past. It stands as a testament to the consequences of human avarice and the spectral toll it exacts. Should you choose to tread upon this ground, brace yourself. The whispers beckon. Not everyone who enters escapes unscathed. "15. Gulgong Gold Mine, New South Wales. In the bone-chilling shadow of the Australian bush, where the cries of long-forgotten miners echo in the night, lies the Gulgong Gold Mine, a site steeped in a history that breathes dread and despair. Nestled in New South Wales, This former gold rush hub saw an influx of hopeful prospectors in the 1860s, but many would find more than riches lurking in the dank tunnels. They unwittingly stumbled upon a dark legacy of greed and death. Rumors whisper through the town, suggesting that the mine is more than just an abandoned relic. Locals recount tales of spectral figures seen flitting through the shafts and ghostly whispers that drift above the clinking of old mining tools. These stories often speak of a miner named William, whose life was claimed tragically in a cave-in while digging out a promising vein of gold. His cries for help were muffled by the deafening roar of collapsing earth, and it is said his spirit remains trapped, eternally searching for the fortune that eluded him in life. Eyewitness accounts detail bizarre phenomena: a sudden drop in temperature, disembodied voices echoing through the tunnels, and the sensation of being watched when no one is there. Over the decades, numerous paranormal investigations have been conducted, with eerie EVP's electronic voice phenomena captured, claiming to be William's anguished calls. Visitors often leave with a haunting feeling, an unsettling dread that sticks to their skin like the dust from the mine itself. Those brave enough to enter the site are warned. The spirits of the miners linger, clamoring for attention, to tell the tales left untold. Should you venture to Gulgong, remember that the mine is not merely a historical site, but a tomb holding the restless souls of those lost in their pursuit of wealth. A reminder of the perils that lie in chasing shadows of greed. For beneath its rustic charm, Gulgong poses a challenge to the living. Tread cautiously, for the past bleeds into the present, and some things are better left undisturbed. And there you have it. Explorers, those were the top 15 haunted mines in Australia, each filled with spine-chilling stories. If you enjoyed this eerie adventure, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrills. Next time, we'll dive into the haunted forests of Australia that hold secrets darker than the mines. Until then, keep your lanterns lit and your courage close. See you in the next terrifying journey